Hey everybody, it's Uncle Scotty with the Monday article, and some people say they like it when I read it out on a video instead of having it in a long text to read. So here goes. This Monday's article is called Is It Worth It? And I wrote this in the airport coming back from a fitness conference, business owners conference, where I was learning all kinds of good stuff. So lots of good juice comes from things like that. There's a lot of diet and nutrition plans that come and go, and I've been a trainer for 21 years, so I've seen a lot of these different things. Now, speaking at this conference in this past week was Dr. Trevor Kashey. He's got a PhD in microbiology, and he's pretty much the smartest nutrition guy I've ever met in the world. On the stage, he talked about a great many myths and controversies, and one overall kind of concept kept striking me the most. And it's something I speak on a lot, but it sparks that it's worth mentioning again and again. The number one thing that people ask me is how to lose body fat. How do I get leaner? And that occurs way more than people asking to seek a healthy lifestyle or lean people that want to gain muscle. It's predominantly people want to drop fat. And the most common thing I hear lately is people stating that this is the most overweight I've ever been in my life. A lot of times people have come to me and said that recently. And so that's powerful for me because like, okay, I'm so excited to help you. And so while there's lots of arguments about which diet plan is truly the best, there's really only one way to lose body fat. Just one. And the question becomes, is the new diet worth it? And they're like, no, Uncle Scotty, the question is, what's the one thing? Okay, so here it is. The one thing that causes the human body to drop body fat is caloric deficit. That's it. It means you are using more calories than you're getting. And that's it. End of discussion. I've written on this topic many, many times, but there's so many variables. So it continues to be a topic of great interest. So there's two ways to create a caloric deficit. One is to eat less through caloric restriction, and the other is to burn more calories than you eat through exercise. That's it. And from there it gets complicated. So let me assure you that the cabbage soup diet, the keto diet, the vegan diet, the vegetarian diet, the Atkins diet, the Mediterranean diet, the fast food diet, yes, there's a fast food diet, the HCG diet, the no carb diet, the no fat diet, the high carb diet, the low carb diet, the famous name a celebrity diet, the famous name a location on earth diet, they all work, all of them, if you follow the one rule. If you eat less than you need or you burn more than you eat, you drop weight. That's how it works. So the big question comes, is it worth it? And so let's look at the two main elements. Element number one, eating less than you need. Now that refers to eating plans that are below your BMR, your basal metabolic rate, which is the amount of calories your body needs at rest. So if you were to lay on the couch all day long and not move, that's how many calories you need to just stay alive, maintain the muscle you have, the organs you have, the body that you currently have. And obviously with our high quality near infrared laser scanner body composition analysis device, we can do that for you. We can tell you what your BMR is. But you can guess by taking what is your sort of best weight, your ideal weight, and times by 10, you're gonna be pretty close. Now, when you eat a diet that is below your BMR, there are costs. And one cost is lean muscle, lean, healthy, active tissue. Your body's on a budget. And when you eat less than your basic requirements, your body will adapt by burning fat and muscle as it needs to work with the limited fuel you have. Another cost is that you will have less energy as your body struggles to get through the day to make you more fuel efficient and live with less calories. So if you compare your body to a car, which of course, I wrote a book called If Your Body Were a Car, so of course I would make that reference. That would be like your body starts to try to be more fuel efficient, get better fuel economy. It would make your motor smaller, so it needs less gas. It will make you drive more slowly, right? And it'll toss luggage out the trunk, which is fat loss, which we're happy about, but that's only one of the things that your body does when you don't give it enough fuel. So is it worth it to eat a low calorie diet, like a 500 or 700 calorie diet? You'll be lacking many nutrients and your daily energy will drop, which is what gets most people going on pre-workouts and coffee and things that are just tons of caffeine because they're putting a stimulant in effect to overcome the fact that they have no energy. Plus your muscles will get smaller and less effective. It's not a great plan in my opinion. So then there's element two, which is eating to BMR and above. and creating a deficit through exercise in order to drop fat while preserving lean muscle. Clearly, this is my favorite and, in my opinion, the clear winner. By eating to your BMR, your basal metabolic rate, your body has enough energy to supply the precious muscles you have and keep your organs working well, and it gets the extra calories it needs from fat storage to make up the deficit, because you create a deficit through exercise, and your body makes up that difference with fat stores as long as you're providing the basics. Okay, so this method can take a little longer than starving, but you're infinitely healthier. And I think that's one of the problems with it. People want a quick fix, but you're not in this for a quick fix. This is your life. Give it some time, right? So, and one of the problems is there's so many distractions that are so tempting to take you off plan. So, but this plan is to eat to your BMR and then exercise to around a 500 to 700 calorie deficit. So let's say your BMR is 1700 and you did a boot camp or a warrior strength workout for 45 minutes to 60 minutes. You're going to burn 500 to 600 calories. And then add in a little cardio from a walk or a swim or something, and you've got an intelligent caloric deficit, right? So is it worth it? You bet. All the basics are met, and you'll drop fat, which is the goal. Now, having said that, I have to say that it's complicated if you let it be. Focusing on calories is one thing, but calories of what is just as important. For example, if you just ate 1.5 small containers of fancy ice cream like Ben & Jerry's or whatever, like that's 1700 calories. So check mark. I'm on 1700 calories a day and I just ate 1700 calories. Great. Okay, but that doesn't really work. Because if you fuel on all carbs and fat, like sugar and fat, like ice cream, it's not going to keep you full all day. And basically it has no essential nutrients that you need, vitamins and minerals and stuff like that. So you do have to stay focused. If you eat well and on plan with a good balance of, say, 40% protein, 40% carbs, and 20% fat, which is one of our starting points for a lot of people, you're going to do well. But then somebody says, hey, you want a muffin? And one of those fancy pants muffins can be 600 calories or 700 calories in a muffin. And that's just going to erase any benefit you just got from working out. It's going to stall your fat loss. So is something like that worth it? No. Like I said, you got to be vigilant. And in the past few years, people have been all excited about the keto diet, right? Which is 75% fat, 20% protein, and 5% carbs. Can you lose weight on this plan? Absolutely. But as Dr. Kashi said at the conference, which was hilarious because he's so smart, he can be irreverent. He's like, yeah, you can lose weight on the keto plan as long as you're in a caloric deficit. It's no different than any other plan. So you can eat too much on a keto diet and not lose weight, right? But so keto diet's tough because you have to shut off all drive for carbohydrates in the first place, and I'm not a fan of that. But 75% fat is pretty self-limiting. You wouldn't want to overeat on pure fat. You'll feel sick before you ever eat too much. So that is really one of the reasons the keto diet works. It's so successful. Is it's a reduced calorie diet, and you're eating fat all the time and tricking your body. Is it worth it? Well, it does place a large load on your kidneys and your liver, and it's also extremely deficient in vitamins. Like multivitamins and minerals come from fruits and vegetables, and you're not eating any of those. So it might work short term, but long term there are many risks. And of course, with any fad diet, people are pretty loaded with opinions, and you get defensive. And if they happen to see this video, they're like, keto is the best in the world, and they're going to yell at me, and that's fine. Keto does work, but the question becomes, do you really want to live that way? Do you want to have no cake or cookies or bread or pasta or muffins or ice cream or toast or waffles or pancakes, anything ever? Really? That's not how I see my life. I want to have a balanced diet, right? So where I eat a normal balance, and then once in a while I have indulgent food, and then I burn it off by getting back on track right away. So, I'd rather do a balanced plan and have a balanced life, and that's me. And it works. I've been lean and fit for 22 years now since I changed how I was eating. And I haven't had to do anything extreme or weird or wackadoo to try it. And I've played with some of those diets, but I'm a big fan of a healthy, balanced approach where I get to eat real food and have a good life. So anyway, that's the article for the Monday, and I hope you enjoy it, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Happy training.